It all started on a chilly autumn evening in late October 2025. I had been scrolling through social media while wrapped in a blanket, the eerie shadows flickering across my living room, thanks to the dim glow of the old lamp in the corner. As I mindlessly scrolled through my feed, a particular post caught my attention, a thread titled "Disturbing Mysteries Still Unsolved in 2025." Curiosity piqued. I clicked on it, unaware that I was about to dive into the depths of terror. The post began with the story of a small town in the Midwest named Hollow Creek, where for 7 long years a series of gruesome disappearances had haunted the residents. Since 2018, 10 people had vanished without a trace, leaving behind only bizarre symbols scratched into the trees and strange noises that echoed through the night. Each victim had a history of unsettling secrets, dark pasts they had fought hard to escape, but it seemed as though whatever haunted them had followed. As I read on, the details became more chilling. The last person to disappear was a young woman named Clara, who, according to locals, had been investigating the earlier cases. She had become obsessed, convinced that Hollow Creek was hiding something sinister. The townsfolk warned her to leave the past buried, but Clara was relentless. The night she disappeared, she had posted a final message. "I've found something. I'm not scared anymore." My heart raced as I scrolled down, drawn into the thread like it was a horror movie I couldn't pause. Users shared their theories. Some believed a cult was responsible, while others insisted it was the work of a supernatural entity. The post grew darker, filled with accounts of sightings and whispered legends of an ancient creature that roamed the woods surrounding Hollow Creek. They called it the Watcher, a being said to mark its territory with ancient symbols and prey on those who dared to uncover its secrets. Intrigued, I fell down a rabbit hole researching Hollow Creek. The more I learned, the more disturbed I became. Video footage from a local YouTuber who had visited the town a year prior showed a dense, fog-filled forest, the sound of branches snapping as if something lurked just out of sight. In one particularly chilling clip, a disembodied scream echoed through the trees, followed by an unexplainable silence that sent shivers down my spine. A few days later, as October turned into November, someone on the thread posted a link to an article that claimed Clara's remains had been found near an abandoned cabin on the outskirts of town. I opened the article, feeling a sense of dread wash over me. The discovery of her body was brutal. The remains had been arranged in a grotesque circle, surrounded by those same disturbing symbols we'd seen before. What rattled me most was a photograph included in the article, a close-up of her hand, clutching a small notebook with erratic handwriting, detailing her final days. It spoke of strange dreams, faces in the trees, and constant whispers begging her to join them. As I finished reading, the lights flickered in my own apartment, snapping me back to reality. I brushed it off as a minor outage, but unease gnawed at my mind. That night I tried to sleep, but the stories of Hollow Creek haunted me, images of Clara's fate invading my dreams. 2 weeks passed and curiosity overcame my fear. I decided to drive to Hollow Creek. The frigid wind whipped through my hair as I traveled, the landscape growing bleaker with each mile. I arrived in the town after sunset, the streets empty, the only sounds being the wind rustling the fallen leaves and the distant cry of an owl. I parked at the town's edge, near the entrance to the woods where Clara had vanished. Despite my fear, I picked up a flashlight and walked towards the trembling trees, the earlier stories echoing in my mind. As I crossed the threshold into the forest, an unsettling stillness blanketed everything, deepening the shadows. I wandered deeper into the woods, my flashlight flickering uneasily, as if it too felt the dread surrounding me. A chill crept up my spine and I felt as if I were being watched. I glanced back, but there was only darkness. I stumbled upon a clearing, and there they were, markings etched onto the trees, crude runes that sent a wave of nausea through me. They matched what I had seen online, the symbols tied to the disappearances. Suddenly I heard it, a faint whisper, just on the edge of hearing. "Join us," it beckoned, sending me spiraling into fear. I turned to run, heart pounding, when I caught movement out of the corner of my eye. From the darkness emerged a figure, cloaked and obscured. I couldn't make out any details, but the presence felt alive and predatory. Panicking, I sprinted back toward my car, the whispers growing louder, more insistent. They echoed Clara's last words. "I'm not scared anymore." But I was terrified. I couldn't shake the feeling that the woods concealed not just Clara's fate, but something far worse. I reached my car, fumbling with my keys as the whispering crescendoed. The moment I started the engine, the forest fell silent. Heart racing, I sped away, leaving Hollow Creek behind. But the grip of its mysteries etched into me forever. Since that night, I haven't been able to shake the feeling that something was following me back. To this day, I hear whispers drifting through my home. Shadows loom just out of my line of vision, and I sometimes wake up in the middle of the night to find my notebook open, strange symbols scrawled across the page in my own handwriting, words I have no recollection of writing. Hollow Creek remains a ghost in my memory, a reminder that some mysteries are better left unsolved, and some whispers are best ignored, lest they lead you down a path from which you may never return.